Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in again. I hope you're enjoying the content. Today we're going to take a look at how we could deliver the club, keeping the hands more passive through the hitting area. I've got a simple drill and a process I'm going to take you through. You could go to the range and work on it by yourself, and hopefully helps you when you're out on the golf course. Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to put the attention mostly on the right shoulder or the trail shoulder as it works through the shot. And just to cover first some wording around the word connection. So as far as being connected through the shot, I see a lot of players that'll grab a head cover to work on the connection they're looking for, and they'll put it under their armpit there. Now, what that actually, I think, creates is compression on the rib cage in many cases, which actually reduces the opportunity to rotate well through the shot. So connection, as I've come to know it, the way I understand it now, is the connection of the trail scap on the back of the rib cage, and that's what we're looking for as we're working through the shot. That's how we get that nice relationship between the body and the hands and the arms, where they're working more together, we could call it, through the hitting area. Okay, when, as I mentioned before, if a body segment gets out of position coming into the shot, often we'll lose that connection coming into impact. So just having an awareness of where we're trying to get to with that right shoulder area there can be really helpful. Okay, so the drill that I've got for you today, we're going to start off with some body drills similar to what I was doing there, and I'll face the camera first. So going into setup there, we're going to let both arms hang, and the right hand, or your trail hand, is going to reflect the club face. We're going to actually start it in a little bit of extension there as it hangs down, and then moving back, I'm actually going to really run this movement from about this here up. We're going to feel like there's getting a lot of rotation through our thoracic spine from about here to here. So I'm going to move to there, and I move to impact. I'm allowing myself to get open and nice and long through this left side, and I'm keeping that extended feeling there. Now through the shot, it feels like I'm pushing, but I'm keeping that connection through the back of my scap on the back of my rib cage as I'm pushing through. So from this side, a lot of rotation coming from the thoracic spine, coming into impact, feel like I'm pushing off the instep of my right foot, on my trail foot, left hip high and open, chest is open, and from there, like I'm pushing through and getting tall. So I feel like working through this body drill, as simple as it seems, would be helpful for many. You can see as I come down there how much space I have for my trail arm. I like this. So one reference I look for is the space between the shoulder and the ear, not getting too much this way, and compression through that neck area there. So making sure you're nice and long through the neck, and then working through that way. Okay, so after you've done a few feels there without the club, then it's a good time to grab a club, and again the same rehearsals back here. Now I can actually look at the club face, make sure as I'm delivering it, it's coming through square, and then making sure that when I push through nice and tall, I can be nice and balanced. Okay, and all the way through, keeping that connection at the back there. And as far as integrating this on the range, anything when I'm working on delivery, not anything, but in a lot of cases when I'm working with delivery, I really like putting the ball on a higher tee. That just exposes any kind of overactive hands through the shot. You'll feel it on the face more clearly. You'll also notice it in the ball flight as well. It'll jump up really easily. So putting on a high tee and then working on delivering that club in a way that we got a nice little bit of shaft lean as well through it, and rehearsing through. Okay, so when you're ready for then going to your shots, you've done your rehearsals with the club, you're in there, a nice setup through to here, get clear on how you're going to move through. I feel like I have a ton of space there for the trail arm, feel a nice amount of connectivity there with the scaps on the back of the rib cage, and then hitting nicely flighted shots on the way through there. Okay, so that one's gone about 90 yards. I've got an 8-iron here, but it only got about 12 to 15 feet off the floor. So once again, in here, Really feeling that push off the instep at the same time, making sure the shaft is at the angle that I want it, that the face is coming in the way that I want it. And then one more time. Before I hit it, actually, one thing this is a really important if you do feel like you have overactive hands with a shot. While I'm playing this shot with an 8-iron, I'm making sure that I've got the ball position absolutely bang on where I want it. And if I want to work on covering it, like I am now, I want to make sure that ball is definitely at least a couple of balls forward of centre of the stance, so I'm actually encouraged to push off and push forward and get that way. The ball's back. One of those big reasons why a player often lose that connection at the back of the rib cage there, because they just get ahead of it. Okay, so you've seen me there off the tee. After you've hit a couple off the tee, and a nice way to work through it actually be, you know, 3 off the tee, then 2 off the grass, something like that, with still doing the putting the club down and going through the body feels at the same time. And once you're ready there, it's up to you whether you want to hit half swings, hit full swings, but that same sensation coming through the shot of that right arm, that trail arm, having space and being able to get nice and tall through it, with the body feeling like it's the dominant controller of that club face, rather than the hands having to work hard to square it. So once we're ready there, we've got that feel. I love how that feels there just in the rehearsal. The more I go in the 3D stuff and the more I look at the trail arm, the more I start to value, for me, the trail arm movement and just that clarity of it. I mean, I'm right-handed, so maybe that ties into why it suits me. I'm sure there's more people out there that if they're clear on how that trail side was to get through the shot, it may help how they move throughout their whole swing. Okay, so once again, if you're enjoying the content, please remember to hit subscribe and go to ianmelagolf.com and sign up for the newsletter.